Hey, all, welcome back to the Gut Check podcast. You may have noticed if you've been a follower and subscriber, and if you're not, I suggest you do, that I sort of took about a 6-week hiatus here. Life got really busy in many ways, both between injury and travel for weddings and family events, and also a lot of projects that have been on my plate. And I just had to take a step back from the podcast for a little bit because my focus is always going to be on taking care of clients first, both those that I already have, and then trying to create content for what people are requesting. So I want to give a little update on what's been going on. And yes, I'm going to use this as a little bit of a plug here as well. But so I've always had the Empowered Healing Program, which is like this 90-day intensive. We dive into labs. It's got amazing results for the people who are willing and able to commit to that, for their GI issues, pain issues, sinus issues, all kinds of things. But it is a big intensive, and sometimes it's not what everybody needs. So I had a lot of people who kept asking for the 7-day challenge that I used to run on Facebook, but I just didn't have time to dedicate to doing those daily videos live. So I actually created a full master course that goes through basically the 7-day challenge on steroids. It's meant to be a high-level educational program. The goal with that is to really help educate people on what's going on in your body, because it's unfortunately so common for doctors to tell people like your labs are normal, your scopes are normal, the endoscopy is normal, everything came back clear, but you still have issues. Or for people to be put on to find out they have SIBO, to be put on a low FODMAP diet, and they can't get off of it. And the doctor says, well, just stay on it then for life. So there's still a lag between what the doctors and medical people are doing and what's actually going on in the research. So we do a virtual tour, mouth through colon, what is going on regarding GI health, immune health, inflammation, and what might be behind your nagging symptoms that aren't going away, because there usually are answers. So that is going to be a free course for a while. Eventually it will be a paid course, but I'm still looking for beta testers to give me feedback. I already know that I need to update and tweak a couple things on it, but for now that is free. So I'll put the link to that in the show notes below. You are welcome to do that. It's roughly 30-minute video every single day. That is a combination of healthy nutrition and what healthy eating means, especially from a gut health perspective, where we kind of talk about proteins and fats and carbs. And then it goes into that deep dive where we just take one part of the GI tract at a time. I try my best to break it down and make analogies and simplify it. And I didn't want to overwhelm. I debated doing this as like a solid 2-hour, 3-hour masterclass workshop time, but I just felt it's going to be too much. So we just spend like 20 minutes in each video, 15 to 20 minutes, like we'll talk about oral health, or we'll talk about the stomach and H. pylori and heartburn. And then we talk about the small intestine, large intestine, and so on, to try to make it a little more manageable, a little more bite-sized, if you will. Yeah, I don't joke. So I should edit that out. Probably won't. Anyway, so that's one big project that I'm really excited to present. It still needs some tweaking, but at least it's kind of down and it's out, and it'll be less time consuming to rebuild and adjust. And the other thing are menu plans. So I'm really excited about, you can get customized, done for you meal plans that tell you what is recommended for breakfast, lunch, dinner. And it kind of gives you the calorie and protein breakdown. And if there's something you don't like, you have the ability to go in and delete it out. You can search for recipes and add stuff new in, and it'll automatically adjust your macronutrients for you. It can be just a general healthy diet. It can be gluten-free, keto, paleo, plant-based, low FODMAPs if you need help temporarily, low histamine, all kinds of different things. So that is available now. So if you are just sick and tired of trying to figure out what to eat, that is a wonderful, wonderful resource. And then if you want that, you can upgrade as another option to what I call the VIP accountability group, where in addition to the weekly menu plans, every month there's 3 group coaching calls So it's kind of like having a dietitian in your pocket. We can talk about anything you want, ask me any questions you want. So long as it's not super medical where I professionally and like ethically need to have a full health history done and do like a full session with you, as long as it's fairly basic, related to like health, nutrition, workouts, training, stress, cortisol labs, I can discuss that with you. And there's also like a small group chat off of Facebook because I'm trying to help people break away from that. I know that tends to be a source of stress on people. And stress is at the root of nearly all health issues. We need to block our screen time so much and all kinds of things. So yeah, and then there's also a monthly power half-hour lesson done either by myself or another dietitian that I've partnered with. And we've talked about detoxing the home or immune strength or fueling around workouts. So you get extra education, extra accountability, and extra support. So those are some of the projects I've been working on. I have more things in mind, more moving down the pipeline, but I miss doing the podcast. I love learning this stuff from the guests. I love bringing lesser known options to people who feel like they're just out of ideas and their current medical team just tells them there's not much else to do other than try more medications. So it is important to me to bring that back, but I wanted to kind of share with you what's been going on. So thank you for the short little hiatus. In the future, I may just have to plan a little summer break for myself to allow for that, but we're going. I'm learning with my guests. I'm learning how to do this behind the scenes. I am a one-man show here pretty much. So I do all the editing myself, all the marketing. I do all the work with the clients. I do all the bookkeeping. So there's only so much I can do and so much I can keep up with, but I love the podcast. I hope you do as well. As always, your support means everything to me. So commenting, liking, subscribing, clicking the little bell so you get notifications, all of that stuff. Not only does it make me feel good to know that I'm not just talking to a giant void, but it helps the algorithms. So it helps other people and kind of brings up the work I do more, whether that's a Facebook post or a Google post or a podcast or YouTube video. The more engagement it has, the more likely those platforms are to help share with other people. So if you think the content is important or relevant for people, please engage with it in some way, and that helps get more people alerted to it and help spread the news. So thank you so much for everything. Love you guys. Can't wait to get back on track with the podcast, and I will talk to you soon.